and often submissive individuals who tend to follow rather than lead. No, Sigma males are an entity all their own, a breed apart. They don't crave attention or validation from their peers. Instead, they find contentment in their solitude, in their independence, in their self-sufficiency. They don't feel the need to fit into societal norms or to conform to certain expectations. They chart their own path, live by their own rules, and find success on their own terms. Sigma males are introspective and insightful. They possess a deep understanding of themselves and the world around them. They often have a rich inner life filled with introspection and thought. They are not swayed by the opinions of others, but rather they form their own opinions based on their observations and experiences. They are also adaptable, capable of thriving in any situation. They are not bound by social hierarchies or power dynamics. They are the lone wolves who can survive and thrive in any environment. But don't mistake their solitude for isolation. Sigma males are not antisocial. They are selectively social. They value deep, meaningful connections over superficial relationships. They prefer the company of a few close friends over the noise of a crowded party. And while they may seem aloof or detached, they are deeply empathetic. They understand people even if they choose not to engage with them all the time. So we've established that Sigma males are independent, self-reliant, introspective, adaptable, selective about their social interactions, and empathetic. But what does all this mean? And how does this reflect in their day-to-day life? Still with me? Good. Now, let's delve deeper into the world of Sigma males. So, what makes Sigma males tick? What are their defining traits? Well, let's dive into the enigmatic world of Sigma males, where individuality reigns supreme. Firstly, Sigma males are introverted by nature. They are the lone wolves of society, often preferring their own company to the hustle and bustle of social gatherings. They are not antisocial, but rather selectively social. They derive energy from solitude, using this time to reflect, strategize, and recharge. Imagine a scholar engrossed in his books, or an artist lost in his canvas. That's a Sigma male for you. Secondly, Sigma males are fiercely self-reliant. They have an inherent knack for self-sustainability. They don't seek validation from others. Instead, they set their own standards and strive to meet them. It's almost as if they have an internal compass that guides them. Picture a mountain climber charting his own path, relentlessly pushing towards the summit. That's the spirit of a Sigma male. The third key trait is their tendency to go against the grain. Sigma males are nonconformists. They reject societal norms and expectations, choosing to live life on their terms. They are not rebels without a cause, but rather they are individuals who value their freedom and independence above all else. Consider a musician who creates a unique genre, refusing to fit into any pre-existing boxes. That's the essence of a Sigma male. Moreover, Sigma males are observers. They have a keen eye for detail and are often the ones to notice the subtle nuances that others overlook. They prefer to take a step back and analyze the situation before diving in. Think of a chess player, meticulously planning his moves, carefully strategizing each step. That's a Sigma male in action. Lastly, Sigma males are self-improvers. They are always on a quest for knowledge and personal growth. They believe in the power of self-evolution and are constantly seeking ways to better themselves. Imagine a martial artist practicing day and night, striving for perfection. That's the drive of a Sigma male. But let's not forget, Sigma males also have a softer side. They are often empathetic and understanding, making them great listeners. They may not be the life of the party, but they are the ones who will lend a sympathetic ear when you need it most. So you see, Sigma males are a breed apart. They march to the beat of their own drum, living life by their own rules. They are the introverted observers, the independent nonconformists, the relentless self-improvers. They are the lone wolves who thrive in solitude, yet never shy away from lending a helping hand. But what happens when something gets under their skin? What ruffles the calm, composed exterior of a Sigma male? Let's delve deeper into the psyche of Sigma males in the next scene. Stay tuned. Ever wondered what could possibly irritate these independent, unflappable men? Well, let's dive right into the fascinating world of Sigma males and the things that can get under their skin. Firstly, Sigma males value their solitude. They are the lone wolves of the personality spectrum, preferring their own company to the bustle of social gatherings. So, any unwelcome intrusion on their privacy is like a scratch on a chalkboard to them. Imagine a Sigma male, engrossed in a captivating book, or perhaps working on a project that fuels their passion. Suddenly, they are interrupted by a knock on the door, a ringing phone, or worse, an uninvited guest. That's a surefire way to ruffle their feathers. Secondly, Sigma males are not fans of forced socialization. They are the epitome of introverts, thriving in their own space and time. They prefer meaningful one-to-one interactions over chatty group discussions. So, thrusting them into a room full of people and expecting them to mingle is akin to throwing a cat in a pool and expecting it to swim. It's not just uncomfortable, it's downright irritating for them. Lastly, one of the fundamental traits of a Sigma male is their love for personal freedom. They are the masters of their own destiny, navigating life on their own terms. This makes them fiercely independent and somewhat resistant to authority. So, any attempt to control or dictate their actions can make their blood boil. A Sigma male doesn't like to be told what to do or how to live their life. They prefer to follow their own path, even if it's off the beaten track. In summary, Sigma males, those enigmatic, self-reliant individuals, can be irked by an invasion of their privacy, forced socialization, and infringements on their personal freedom. They are like the majestic eagles, soaring high in the sky, living life on their own terms, and cherishing their solitude. So, if you want to stay on their good side, better avoid these pitfalls. What happens when a Sigma male is pushed to his limits? Oh boy, you're in for a ride. Sigma males, known for their independent nature and nonconformist attitude, don't react to anger in the same way as other personality types. They have a unique set of behaviors that set them apart. Firstly, Sigma males usually take a step back when they're annoyed. They tend to retreat into their shells, preferring to deal with their anger in solitude. This could mean spending time in nature, immersing themselves in a good book, or simply taking a long walk. It's their way of processing emotions, recalibrating their thoughts, and finding solutions to whatever has irked them. But don't mistake this retreat for cowardice. It's quite the opposite. This withdrawal is a conscious choice, a strategic move to avoid unnecessary drama. Sigma males believe in picking their battles wisely, and they rarely see the point in engaging in a heated argument that will lead nowhere. Secondly, Sigma males have a strong sense of self-control. They may be boiling on the inside, but they rarely let it show. Their anger is not expressed in outbursts or confrontations. Instead, they channel their energy into constructive activities or deep introspection. Their cool exterior can often be misleading, masking the storm brewing within. Lastly, Sigma males are problem solvers. When something ticks them off, their first instinct is to figure out why it happened and how they can prevent it from happening again. They're not interested in pointing fingers or playing the blame game. Instead, they focus on understanding the root cause of the issue and devising a solution. One thing to note is that Sigma males value respect and personal space. An intrusion into their personal space or a blatant disregard for their boundaries can trigger their anger. However, their response will always be measured and thoughtful, never impulsive or reckless. So, what's the takeaway? Sigma males don't react to anger in the same way as others. They retreat, reflect, and respond, choosing to handle conflict in their own unique, non-confrontational way. Remember, a pissed-off Sigma male isn't your typical angry man. So you've managed to tick off a Sigma male. Now what? All right, let's dive into the deep end of this pool. Sigma males, they're the lone wolves, the introverted leaders, the ones who march to the beat of their own drum. They're not easily ruffled, but when they are, dealing with their ire can be a bit tricky. But fear not, we've got some handy tips for you. First things first, give them space. Unlike their alpha counterparts, Sigma males aren't interested in power plays or dominance tussles. They value their solitude and independence above all else. So, if you've upset a Sigma, the best thing you can do is to back off and give them room to breathe. This isn't about ignoring them or giving them the cold shoulder. It's about respecting their need for autonomy and self-reflection. Next, let's talk about boundaries. Sigma males have a deep respect for personal boundaries, both theirs and yours. If you've crossed a line, knowingly or unknowingly, it's crucial to acknowledge it and make amends. Apologize sincerely, without any attempts to justify or minimize your actions. Remember, Sigma males are highly intuitive and can see through any insincerity. Now, you might be wondering, what if I don't know what I did wrong? Well, that's where communication comes in. Engage them in a calm and open conversation. Ask them what upset them, and listen carefully to their response. But, and this is important, don't push them to talk if they're not ready. Remember our first point about giving them space? It applies here too. Another important thing to remember when dealing with a pissed-off Sigma male is to avoid drama. They despise unnecessary drama and emotional outbursts. So, keep your emotions in check and approach the situation with maturity and calmness. Any attempts to escalate the situation or play the victim will only push them further away. Lastly, be patient. Sigma males take their time to process their feelings and emotions. They won't rush to forgive and forget, and you shouldn't expect them to. Give them the time they need to work through their anger. It's not about waiting for them to get over it, it's about respecting their process and their pace. Dealing with a pissed-off Sigma male isn't a walk in the park, but neither is it climbing Mount Everest. It requires understanding, patience, and a healthy respect for their individuality. And remember, it's not just about pacifying their anger, it's about learning and growing from the experience. So there you have it. The next time you find yourself in the crosshairs of a Sigma male's ire, remember these tips. Give them space, respect their boundaries, communicate openly, avoid drama, and be patient. Trust me, dealing with a pissed-off Sigma male isn't rocket science, but it does require a certain finesse. So there you have it, the enigmatic and intriguing world of Sigma males. We've delved into the depths of Sigma males, unearthing their distinctive traits and what makes them tick. Just to jog your memory, let's recap the key points we've covered in this enlightening journey. Sigma males, the lone wolves of the social hierarchy, are self-sufficient, introverted, and independent. They prefer their own company over the noise and chatter of the crowd. They're the masters of their own universe, not swayed by societal norms or expectations. Their quiet confidence, introspection, and self-reliance set them apart from the rest. We've also explored what really gets under the skin of these introverted individuals. Sigma males, with their fiercely independent nature, detest being controlled or manipulated. They're not fans of small talk or frivolous social rituals either. Challenge their independence or force them into an unnecessary social obligation, and you're sure to see their tempers flare. However, it's important to remember that a Sigma male's anger doesn't manifest in the same way as others might. When pissed off, they don't throw tantrums or cause a scene. Instead, they withdraw, retreating into their shells. Their silence isn't a sign of surrender, but a strategic retreat. They're regrouping, re-strategizing, and when they emerge, they're more focused and determined than ever. Dealing with a pissed-off Sigma male requires a delicate touch. Patience, respect, and understanding are key. Give them space, respect their boundaries, and avoid pushing their buttons. Remember, they're not ones for direct confrontation. So, if you've upset a Sigma male, don't rush to fix things. Give them time to cool off and approach you when they're ready. A Sigma male's world is a complex labyrinth, filled with silent introspection, strategic solitude, and a fierce desire for independence. They're the puzzle that keeps you guessing, the mystery that keeps you intrigued. But isn't that part of their charm? As we wrap up this exploration, it's important to remember that Sigma males are just one facet of the diverse spectrum of human personality. They're not better or worse than any other personality type. They're simply different, marching to the beat of their own drum in their own unique way. So the next time you cross paths with a Sigma male, remember what you've learned today. Understand their need for independence, respect their boundaries, and give them the space they need. And most importantly, never try to box them into societal norms or expectations. So let's celebrate the Sigma males for who they are: the silent warriors, the strategic introverts, the lone wolves. They might be a challenge to understand, but they certainly make our world a lot more interesting. Remember, understanding a Sigma male is like unraveling a mystery. But isn't that part of their charm?
Hello, Sigmas. Feeling the pressure of a chaotic world, wondering how some of us turn stress into a secret weapon? Today, we're unlocking the 10 unconventional ways Sigma males master stress, a deep dive into a mindset that transforms turmoil into triumph. Stress is that relentless force we all face. But while many buckle under its weight, Sigma males have honed an art of subtle resilience. Unlike the alpha approach of charging headlong into battle, Sigmas navigate the storm with a quiet, calculated grace. Remember Carl Jung's words, "In all chaos, there is a cosmos; in all disorder, a secret order." That hidden order is exactly what we're about to explore. So why does this matter to you? Because understanding these offbeat strategies not only demystifies the enigmatic Sigma psyche, but also equips you with practical insights to conquer your own challenges. Buckle up and join us on this eye-opening journey into the Sigma way of life, where stress becomes the stepping stone to a stronger, more focused you. Let's dive in. Point 1. Embracing solitude. When challenges arise, Sigma males don't seek external validation or emotional support from the crowd. Instead, they retreat not as an escape, but as a strategic move for rejuvenation. Solitude is their power source, a place where they recalibrate their thoughts and sharpen their focus. This isn't about sulking or hiding away. It's a deliberate withdrawal to regain control over their mental and emotional state. Psychologists have found that solitude enhances problem-solving skills and fosters creativity. For Sigma, stepping back from the chaos allows them to process information more effectively, leading to well-calculated decisions. While others may rely on social interaction to cope with stress, Sigmas understand the value of detaching from external noise. Think of it like rebooting a computer. Too many open tabs slow down performance, but a restart clears unnecessary clutter. Sigmas do the same with their minds, ensuring they return sharper, stronger, and ready to tackle challenges with precision. Now imagine telling your friends you're taking a solo stresscation. They might assume you're avoiding them. But in reality, you're just operating on a higher frequency, using solitude as a tool for self-mastery. That's the Sigma way. Point 2. Deep analytical thinking. Under stress, Sigma males don't let emotions dictate their actions. Instead of reacting impulsively, they engage in deep analysis, carefully dissecting every aspect of the problem before making a decision. This mindset mirrors the approach of detectives or strategists, where every clue, pattern, and possible outcome is weighed before taking action. This meticulous approach helps them identify the root causes of issues rather than just addressing surface-level symptoms. For example, instead of simply reacting to a financial setback with panic, they assess spending patterns, income sources, and potential solutions, ensuring a long-term fix rather than a temporary patch. Psychologically, this aligns with the concept of cognitive reappraisal, a strategy used by highly resilient individuals to reassess and reframe challenges logically. Studies have shown that those who analyze problems before reacting tend to experience lower stress levels and make more rational decisions. Emulating this trait can improve anyone's problem-solving skills. Taking a step back, analyzing situations from multiple angles, and thinking critically before responding can prevent rash decisions and lead to better outcomes in personal and professional life. By adopting this method, we cultivate resilience, intelligence, and the ability to navigate challenges with clarity and confidence. Point 3. Maintaining emotional composure. Ever wonder how some people stay calm in the face of chaos while everyone else is panicking? That's the Sigma male for you. Their ability to maintain emotional control isn't just luck, it's a developed trait rooted in logic and self-discipline. Stigmas understand that reacting emotionally to a crisis rarely leads to productive solutions. Instead, they take a step back, assess the situation, and make strategic decisions without being clouded by panic or fear. This emotional resilience is a powerful tool. Studies in psychology show that emotional stability enhances problem-solving skills, allowing individuals to think more clearly under pressure. That's why, while others scramble in confusion, the Sigma remains composed, analyzing the best course of action. This level-headedness not only benefits them but also reassures those around them. People naturally gravitate toward those who exude confidence and control during tough times. Picture a crowded office when an urgent issue arises. Most are in full-blown panic mode, but the Sigma male, he's calmly sipping his coffee, already formulating a plan. This isn't arrogance, it's a calculated approach to life. By staying unshaken, he positions himself as a natural leader, proving that true power lies in mastering one's emotion. Point 4. Selective social interaction. Have you ever wondered how some people stay calm and collected even in the most chaotic situations? That's the Sigma male for you. While others may turn to large social gatherings for comfort, Sigmas take a different approach. They don't rely on crowds to process stress. Instead, they become even more selective, engaging only with those who provide genuine support or valuable insights. This strategic approach helps them conserve their energy and focus on meaningful relationships. Psychologists suggest that selective socialization leads to deeper, more fulfilling connections. When individuals prioritize quality over quantity in relationships, they build stronger emotional resilience. Sigmas intuitively understand this, which is why they don't waste time on superficial interactions. Instead, they cultivate relationships with those who truly matter, people who challenge their intellect, respect their independence, and offer real value. This mindset not only shields them from unnecessary drama, but also enhances their ability to navigate life's challenges with clarity and confidence. In a world obsessed with social validation, Sigma males stand apart, proving that true strength comes from within, and that carefully chosen connections can be far more powerful than a crowded room full of acquaintances. Point 5. Pursuing creative outlets. When faced with pressure, Sigma males don't crumble, they create. Unlike others who may vent their stress outwardly or seek social validation, Sigmas turn inward, channeling their emotions into creative, whether it's writing thought-provoking essays, painting abstract masterpieces, or composing music. These activities serve as both an outlet and a tool for problem solving. This phenomenon, known as creative transmutation, is backed by psychology. Studies show that engaging in creative activities helps regulate emotions, reduce cortisol levels, and improve cognitive flexibility. For Sigmas, this process is more than just relaxation. It's a method of turning chaos into clarity. Their ability to detach from stressors and focus on creation allows them to approach problems from unique angles, often leading to innovative solutions that others might overlook. History is filled with introverted yet highly creative figures, like Nikola Tesla, who channeled solitude into groundbreaking inventions. Similarly, Sigma males instinctively use creativity to manage stress, often surprising others with the depth of their artistic or intellectual output. So the next time you see a Sigma sketching in a notebook or strumming a guitar, know that they're not just passing time, they're actively transforming pressure into brilliance. Point 6. Physical activity and discipline. Sigma males understand that physical well-being is deeply intertwined with mental resilience. They don't just exercise for aesthetics, they train their bodies to sharpen their minds. Engaging in physically demanding activities like martial arts, weightlifting, or endurance training pushes them beyond their limits, teaching them discipline, focus, and perseverance. These activities become more than just workouts. They serve as tools for stress management and emotional control. Martial arts, for example, demand precision, patience, and strategy, reinforcing mental toughness. Weight training builds not just muscles, but also a mindset of consistency and dedication. Even yoga, often underestimated, enhances flexibility and mindfulness, allowing Sigma males to stay centered in chaotic situations. Scientific research confirms that regular exercise reduces cortisol, the stress hormone, while boosting endorphins, the brain's natural mood enhancers. A structured fitness routine gives Sigma males a productive outlet to channel their energy and emotions. Instead of dwelling on stress, they convert it into strength. This approach enables them to remain calm under pressure, resilient in adversity, and constantly in control of their emotions. Incorporating physical activity into our routines can be a game changer in how we handle stress, promoting both mental clarity and emotional stability. Point 7. Continuous learning and skill acquisition. When faced with challenges, Sigma males adopt a unique approach, turning stress into a catalyst for growth. Rather than succumbing to anxiety or distractions, they channel their energy into acquiring new skills, expanding their knowledge and sharpening their minds. This mindset aligns with the psychological concept of stress-related growth, where individuals develop resilience by embracing difficulties as learning opportunities. For Sigma, self-improvement is more than a hobby, it's a way of life. They don't just wait for circumstances to change, they actively evolve, ensuring they're better prepared for the future. Studies show that continuous learning enhances cognitive flexibility, improves problem-solving skills, and even reduces stress by giving the mind a productive focus. While some cope with stress by binge-watching TV shows, Sigmas might binge-learn a new language, dive into coding, or master an instrument. Their ability to transform pressure into productivity sets them apart, making them highly adaptable in an ever-changing world. This relentless pursuit of knowledge doesn't just distract them from immediate problems, it fortifies them, ensuring they emerge stronger, wiser, and more capable than before. Point 8. Setting firm boundaries. Stress often arises when people take on too many responsibilities, fearing they might disappoint others. However, Sigma males excel in setting clear boundaries, a skill that shields them from burnout. They understand that saying no is not selfish. It's essential for maintaining focus and mental well-being. Unlike those who feel obligated to accommodate every request, Sigmas prioritize their time and energy wisely. Research in psychology highlights that people who set boundaries experience lower stress levels and higher productivity. By managing their commitments effectively, Sigmas ensure they don't get overwhelmed by obligations that don't align. This boundary setting isn't about avoidance, but about strategic decision-making. Sigmas recognize that overcommitment dilutes effectiveness, making it harder to perform at their best. They approach life with a minimalist mindset, only investing in relationships, tasks, and projects that truly matter. This allows them to maintain clarity and independence while avoiding unnecessary stressors. Mastering the ability to say no and enforcing personal limits, it leads to greater self-respect, improved mental health, and a life free from distractions that drain energy. Setting boundaries isn't just a Sigma trait, it's a necessity for anyone striving for balance and success. Point 9. Practicing mindfulness and meditation. Sigma males thrive in solitude, but that doesn't mean they're immune to internal chaos. Their minds are often buzzing with ideas, strategies, and reflections. To maintain their edge, many turn to mindfulness, a powerful tool for inner stability. Practices like meditation, deep breathing, and conscious awareness allow them to filter out distractions and focus on what truly matters. Science backs this up. Studies show that mindfulness reduces cortisol, the stress hormone, while increasing gray matter density in the brain, enhancing decision-making and emotional regulation. For a Sigma male, this translates to sharper instincts and a greater ability to remain composed in high-pressure situations. Imagine a Sigma male in deep meditation while the world around them is in utter chaos, sirens blaring, people rushing, deadlines looming, yet he remains unshaken. This isn't just self-control, it's mastery over one's inner world. While others react impulsively, he responds with calculated precision. This ability makes Sigma males formidable in any setting. Whether navigating workplace challenges or handling personal dilemmas, they remain the calm in the storm. And by embracing mindfulness, they don't just survive chaos, they thrive in it. Point 10. Leveraging technology for efficiency. Sigma males are known for their independent and strategic approach to life, and this extends to how they handle stress. Rather than getting overwhelmed, they use technology as a powerful tool to enhance productivity and reduce unnecessary burdens. By integrating apps for time management, automation tools, and digital note-taking, they streamline their daily tasks and minimize stressors. For example, time management apps like Todoist or Notion help Sigma structure their day efficiently, ensuring they focus on high-priority tasks without getting sidetracked. Automation tools such as Zapier or Iftit eliminate repetitive work by connecting apps and automating processes, allowing them to maximize efficiency. Digital note-taking apps like Evernote or Onenote keep their thoughts organized, reducing mental clutter and enhancing clarity. And strategically using technology, Sigmas create a more controlled and structured environment. This approach not only improves productivity, but also frees up mental energy for deep thinking, personal growth, and creative pursuits. Stress often arises from chaos and uncertainty, but by leveraging smart tools, Sigmas maintain a sense of order and control over their lives. Embracing technology isn't about relying on gadgets for everything. It's about using resources wisely to free up time for what truly matters. Whether it's advancing in their careers, pursuing personal passions, or simply enjoying moments of solitude, technology enables Sigmas to optimize their lives. In a world full of distractions, their ability to harness digital tools effectively sets them apart, allowing them to remain composed, focused, and ahead of the game. So, there you have it's Sigma's 10 unconventional ways that Sigma males tackle stress head-on. These strategies, while unique, offer valuable insights into resilience, adaptability, and self-awareness. By integrating some of these approaches into our own lives, we can better navigate the inevitable challenges that come our way. Stress is an inevitable part of life, but how we choose to respond defines our path forward. Which of these Sigma strategies will you adopt the next time stress knocks on your door? Remember, it's not about avoiding stress, but transforming it into an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Having said this, if you found value in this exploration of the Sigma mindset, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to join our ever-growing community. Together, let's embrace these qualities for impactful living. Stay resilient, stay curious. And until next time, keep marching to the beat of your own drum. Welcome, Sigmas. There's something about Sigma males that defies explanation, a force, an instinct, a power that most people can't even comprehend. It's not just intelligence, not just independence, it's a razor-sharp awareness that slices through deception, illusion, and the distractions of the world. They don't just observe, they unravel the truth hidden beneath the surface. They don't just react, they anticipate moves before they happen. While others are trapped in the fog of conformity, Sigmas walk the unseen paths guided by an almost supernatural perception. They sense intentions before words are spoken. They see betrayal before it strikes. And with nothing but their presence, they shift the energy of an entire room. Some call it instinct. Some call it heightened, but let's call it what it truly is, insane psychic power. But here's the real question, are you using it? Or are you letting the world drown out what was meant to set you apart? This video isn't for the blind, it's for those who see. If you've ever felt that unshakable knowing, that deep intuition, that power stirring inside you, stay until the end. It's time to awaken it. It's time to unleash the insane psychic power of the Sigma male. Point 1. The Sigma's sixth sense, reading energy like a human lie detector. Sigmas possess an almost uncanny ability to read people not just by listening to their words, but by analyzing everything happening beneath the surface. Their heightened awareness allows them to pick up on subtle changes in tone, posture, and even fleeting micro-expressions, those involuntary facial movements that reveal a person's true emotions. A forced smile, they'll see through it instantly. A handshake with just a little too much hesitation, they'll recognize the hidden discomfort. Sigmas have a deep understanding of human behavior, making them nearly impossible to deceive. Why are they so perceptive? Unlike most people, Sigmas aren't distracted by superficial chatter. They listen with purpose, not just for words, but for intention. While others get caught up in what's being said, Sigmas focus on what's being left unsaid. They notice inconsistencies between words and actions, sensing when someone's energy doesn't match their message. This skill is rooted in psychology. Studies suggest that over 98% of communication is nonverbal, meaning that facial expressions, body language, and vocal tone carry more weight than words themselves. Sigmas instinctively tap into this, almost as if they've trained themselves to decode human behavior on a deeper level. This ability gives them an advantage in all aspects of life, from personal relationships to business dealings. They're not easily manipulated, and they rarely fall for deception. It's why people either respect them or fear them, because with a Sigma, point 2, the power of solitude, how being alone enhances psychic abilities. While others are consumed by the constant noise of social media, gossip, and distractions, Sigma males retreat into silence. But this isn't just about enjoying peace and quiet. It's a strategic advantage. Solitude sharpens their intuition, acting as a mental recalibration that allows them to see beyond surface-level interactions. Studies in psychology suggest that people who spend more time in solitude develop higher levels of self-awareness and pattern. Sigmas take this to another level. Their subconscious mind works like a supercomputer, analyzing social cues, micro-expressions, and inconsistencies in people's words and actions. Without distractions, they process these details efficiently, making it almost effortless to detect deception, predict behaviors, and understand unspoken. Imagine it like upgrading software. Except instead of downloading random files from the internet, they're processing real-world data with precision. This ability often makes others uncomfortable because Sigmas can see through facades, exposing hidden intentions without saying a word. But this isn't about manipulation. It's about awareness. By embracing silence, Sigmas gain an edge in life, relationships, and business, allowing them to move strategically and make decisions based on deep insights rather than emotional impulses. In a world addicted to noise, their ability to remain still and listen to themselves, to patterns, and to energy gives them a power few can match. Point 3. Predicting outcomes. The Sigma's ability to see the future. Sigma males possess an uncanny ability to predict outcomes, not through supernatural means, but through sharp observation and pattern recognition. This skill allows them to assess situations, detect red flags, and anticipate trends before they become obvious to others. Take relationships, for instance. While many people overlook early warning signs, Sigmas pick up on subtle behavioral cues. They recognize manipulative tendencies, inconsistencies, or dishonesty before they become major issues. This foresight helps them avoid toxic relationships and make more informed decisions about who they allow into their lives. Beyond personal interactions, Sigmas apply the same skill to the world around them. History has shown that those who can identify patterns and act accordingly often become pioneers in their fields. Entrepreneurs like Elon Musk and Steve Jobs saw market shifts before they happened, allowing them to innovate and lead industries. Similarly, top investors like Warren Buffett recognize economic patterns, enabling them to make strategic financial decisions while others react too late. This ability to foresee trends isn't luck, it's logic. Sigmas analyze data, past experiences, and human behavior to make informed predictions. When a cultural shift is on the horizon, they sense it before the masses. When a business opportunity arises, they capitalize on it while others hesitate. In essence, Sigma males thrive by seeing beyond the present moment. Their minds are wired for strategy, allowing them to stay ahead of the curve in relationships, business, and life. Point 4. Emotional alchemy, transforming negative energy into strength. Unlike most people, Sigma males don't just experience emotions. They transform them into something valuable. Anger doesn't consume them, it fuels their ambition. Instead of lashing out or holding grudges, they channel that energy into productivity, whether it's improving their skills, hitting the gym, or pursuing their goals with even more determination. Betrayal, which can leave many feeling broken or lost, is different for a Sigma. They don't dwell on the pain or seek revenge. Instead, they extract the lesson, refine their ability to read people, and move forward wiser and stronger. This emotional alchemy makes them incredibly resilient. While many crumble under stress or adversity, Sigmas see challenges as opportunities for growth. It's like they have an internal emotional recycling system. Nothing is wasted. Every hardship, setback, or negative emotion is converted into something that benefits them. This is why they thrive in solitude. They use their alone time to process emotions constructively, rather than letting them control them. Psychologically, this aligns with emotional intelligence, the ability to regulate emotions and use them strategically. Studies show that individuals with high emotional intelligence are more successful, have better mental health, and adapt faster to change. This unique approach to emotions sets sigmas apart. While others react impulsively, sigmas respond. They don't let emotions dictate their actions. They master their emotions and use them as tools for growth, making them some of the most mentally strong individuals in any situation. Point 5. Telepathic presence, commanding a room without. Some people naturally command respect without uttering a single word. This phenomenon is often linked to the sigma male effect, an aura of silent confidence and unshakable self-assurance that draws people in. Unlike alphas who dominate social spaces through assertiveness and status, sigmas operate in the shadows, their energy speaking louder than words. Psychologists describe this as nonverbal dominance, a combination of body language, eye contact, and self-possession that signals quiet authority. Studies in human behavior suggest that people instinctively respect those who appear independent, composed, and unaffected by social pressure. Sigmas rarely seek external validation, making them seem even more mysterious and intriguing. It's not arrogance, it's assurance. A sigma doesn't need to boast or demand recognition. His presence alone makes an impact. This effect is reinforced by emotional intelligence, the ability to remain calm under pressure, read social cues, and respond without overreaction. People naturally respect those who carry themselves with self-control and quiet. History is filled with figures who embodied this energy: Nikola Tesla, Bruce Lee, and even Steve Jobs, men who changed the world without conforming to traditional leadership structures. They didn't need to be the loudest in the room. Their ideas, presence, and confidence spoke for them. So if you've ever felt a magnetic pull towards someone who says little but means much, you've encountered the sigma effect. It's the power of presence, not performance. Point 6. The invisible shield, protecting themselves from toxic people. Sigma males possess an exceptional level of awareness, allowing them to detect energy vampires long before they can cause any harm. Energy vampires are individuals who drain others emotionally, mentally, and sometimes even physically. They thrive on negativity, constantly seeking attention, validation, or conflict to feed their own insecurities. Unlike the average person, who might tolerate such behavior out of politeness or social obligation, sigmas have no patience for these dynamics. They recognize the subtle cues, passive-aggressive comments, victim mentality, or an unending need for validation, and instinctively withdraw. This isn't rudeness. It's self-preservation. By refusing to engage in unnecessary drama, manipulation, or power struggles, sigmas maintain their inner peace and emotional stability. This ability acts as an invisible shield, saving them from chaos. While others may find themselves entangled in toxic relationships or endless emotional labor, sigmas remain detached, focusing their energy on growth, independence, and meaningful interactions. Their solitude isn't loneliness. It's a carefully curated space where only those who bring positivity and depth are welcome. In a world filled with distractions, their ability to cut through the noise and protect their peace is what makes them. Point 7. The silent influence, persuading people without saying much. Sigma males don't waste energy on arguments. They influence through action, intellect, and presence. While many engage in debates to prove a point, sigmas understand that real power lies in persuasion without confrontation. Their deep self-assurance makes them immune to the need for external validation. Instead of arguing, they observe, analyze, and speak only when their words will have maximum impact. This approach is rooted in psychology. Studies show that people are more likely to be influenced by those who exude confidence and speak with purpose rather than those who constantly argue. Sigmas understand this instinctively. Their silence isn't passivity, it's strategy. When they do speak, their words carry authority because they are deliberate and meaningful. Ever noticed how the quietest person in the room often commands the most respect? That's no coincidence. It's a psychological phenomenon called the authority of silence. By speaking less, sigmas make people lean and listen closely and value their insights. They don't chase influence. It naturally gravitates toward them. This is why sigmas don't engage in pointless debates. They know that true influence isn't about proving people wrong. It's about making them think. Point 8. The power of detachment, staying calm in chaos. Where others panic, sigma males remain unshaken. Their ability to detach from emotional chaos isn't about being cold, it's about maintaining clarity. While most people get swept away by stress, sigmas take a step back, observe, and act with precision. Why does this matter? Because in a world driven by impulsive reactions, the one who stays calm holds the real power. Studies in psychology show that emotional regulation improves decision-making and problem-solving. When panic sets in the brain's amygdala, responsible for fear responses, can hijack rational thinking. But sigmas, known for their independent mindset, engage their prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for logical reasoning. This ability makes them natural leaders in high-pressure situations. While others scramble, they analyze. While others react, they strategize. Take stock market crashes, for example. Many investors panic sell, losing everything, while the composed few buy low and reap massive rewards later. The same applies to personal and professional life. Whether in a crisis at work or a tense social situation, the one who remains calm has the upper hand. This trait isn't just useful, it's powerful. In a chaotic world, clarity isn't just an advantage, it's a necessity. Point 9. Intuitive relationships, knowing who to trust instantly. Sigma males possess an uncanny ability to read people almost instantly. Unlike others who may take weeks or even months to decipher someone's true nature, sigmas rely on their sharp intuition and a radar that picks up on subtle cues, body language, and inconsistencies in speech. This heightened sense of awareness allows them to distinguish between genuine souls and deceptive individuals within moments. Psychologists often refer to this as high emotional intelligence and pattern recognition skills that sigma males develop through observation and experience. They notice micro-expressions, shifts in tone, and even the slightest contradictions in someone's words, while others might second-guess. Their instincts, sigmas trust their gut without hesitation, and more often than not, they are right. This ability acts as a protective shield, sparing them from heartbreak, betrayal, and wasted time. They don't engage in unnecessary drama or manipulation because they can sense it from a mile away. This is why sigmas are selective with whom they allow into their lives. They prefer depth over superficiality, choosing quality over quantity. By following their intuition, they navigate life with confidence, making decisions that align with their values and long-term well-being. Point 10. The ultimate sigma power, knowing themselves. Self-awareness is the foundation of every remarkable ability a sigma male possesses. Unlike those who constantly seek validation from society, sigmas invest their energy in understanding their own thoughts, emotions, and motivations. This deep introspection allows them to operate with an unshakable sense of direction, making decisions based on their values rather than external pressures. Psychologists have long emphasized the power of self-awareness in developing emotional intelligence, critical thinking, and resilience. Sigma males naturally embody these traits, enabling them to remain composed in chaos, adapt to challenges. They recognize their strengths and weaknesses without illusion, giving them an edge in both personal and professional pursuits. This is why sigmas often appear untouchable, because they are not easily swayed by trends, peer pressure, or fleeting opinions. Their confidence doesn't stem from arrogance, but from knowing exactly who they are and what they stand for. And that sigmas is the real power, the ability to navigate the world without losing yourself. While others chase approval, you carve your own path, guided by an inner compass that no one else can control. Sigmas, if you've ever felt like you can read people's minds, predict outcomes, or sense energy shifts, you're not crazy, you're just tuned into a higher frequency. This is your edge, your superpower. Use it wisely. And if you found value in this, hit that subscribe button and become part of this elite community of self-mastery. Keep honing your instincts, sharpening your mind, and living life on your own terms. Having said this, picture this: a battlefield where one man stands unfazed while his opponent crumbles under the weight of his own arrogance. No, this isn't some ancient war story. This is the everyday life of a Sigma male, and the personality type they always destroy. Well, that's exactly what we're diving into today. Have you ever met someone who just rubs you the wrong way? The kind of person whose ego is so inflated that they can't even fathom someone not bowing to them. Yeah, that's the type of personality that never stands a chance against a Sigma male. There was once a CEO who thought he had everyone wrapped around his finger. He'd belittle his employees, demand respect without earning it, and thrive off power. That was until he met his new hire, a quiet, confident guy who didn't play his games. That guy was a Sigma male. And within months, the CEO realized something disturbing. He had no control over this man. No matter what mind games he tried, he couldn't break him. Instead, the Sigma's mere presence dismantled his illusion of power. This, my friends, is what happens every single time a Sigma encounters a particular personality type. Sigma males don't seek to dominate, but when they cross paths with the one personality type that thrives on dominance, their very existence dismantles their illusion. So, what is this one personality type that always gets destroyed by the Sigma male? And why does the Sigma's lifestyle make him their worst nightmare? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why this battle is inevitable. As Carl Jung once said, a man who is not a slave to his passions is a master of his world. And Sigmas, they are the ultimate masters of themselves. Point 1. The narcissist, the ultimate opponent. Sigmas, if there's one personality type that truly fears you, it's the narcissist. These individuals thrive on admiration, control, and manipulation. They need an audience, people who will applaud their fake achievements, submit to their will, and provide endless validation. But what happens when they meet a Sigma male? They lose their grip. That's because Sigmas don't play their game. Unlike others who might be lured in by a narcissist's charm, a Sigma male remains detached and unaffected. You don't validate their false sense of superiority. You don't react to their emotional bait. And most importantly, you don't feed their ego. This is what makes you their worst nightmare. Psychologists have long studied the mechanics of narcissistic behavior, and one thing is clear: narcissists rely on what's called narcissistic supply. This refers to the constant need for admiration, attention, and emotional reactions from others. When someone denies them this fuel, they begin to unravel. And that's exactly what a Sigma does, intentionally or not. Your indifference is like a mirror reflecting their emptiness back at them. They expect people to be drawn in by their grandiosity, to crave their approval, to fall for their manipulations. But this frustrates them beyond belief. Narcissists poke, prod, and provoke, hoping for a reaction. They might try to gaslight you, criticize you, or guilt trip you into engaging. But the Sigma response: silence, a shrug, maybe a smirk, and that drives them insane. A narcissist will do anything to regain control, but a Sigma male operates outside their grasp. While others may be caught in their web, you walk right past it, uninterested, unaffected. Want to watch a narcissist self-destruct? Ignore them. It's the ultimate power move. It's like cutting off their oxygen supply. Without the attention they crave, their confidence starts to crumble. They may lash out in desperation, but deep down they know they've lost. The Sigma's independence, self-sufficiency, and emotional control make him untouchable. And for a narcissist, there's nothing more terrifying than someone who simply doesn't. Point 2. The fake alpha versus the Sigma male, a battle of insecurities versus true confidence. We've all seen the fake alpha. He's the guy who walks into the room like he owns it, chest puffed out, voice a little too loud, and eyes constantly scanning the crowd for approval. His identity is wrapped up in being the dominant male, and he makes sure everyone knows it. But here's the thing: true dominance doesn't need to be announced. And that's why the fake alpha meets his match when he encounters a Sigma male. And the fake alpha's biggest fear: being ignored. Fake alphas thrive on external validation. They want to be the leader of the pack, the loudest voice in the room, the guy who commands attention. But the moment a sigma male steps in, something unusual happens. There's no reaction, no submission, no need to engage in petty competition. And that's where the real frustration begins. Fake alphas are used to one-upping others, proving their worth by outshining those around them. But how do you compete with someone who isn't even playing the game? Sigma males are independent thinkers who don't measure themselves by anyone else's standards. They don't need approval, don't seek status, and couldn't care less about pointless social battles. Why fake alphas crumble in front of a Sigma 1? Desperation for validation. Fake alphas need an audience. Their power is an illusion built on the reactions of others. When a Sigma refuses to acknowledge them, it's like pulling the rug out from under their carefully crafted persona. 2. Insecurity masquerading as confidence. True confidence is quiet. It's built on self-assurance and competence, not theatrics. A Sigma exudes a calm presence that exposes the fake alpha's insecurity. The more the fake alpha tries to dominate, the more obvious it becomes that his bravado is just a mask. 3. Lack of control. Fake alphas are used to controlling social situations, bending others to their will. But a Sigma is an enigma, unpredictable, indifferent, and self-sufficient. He doesn't need approval, so the fake alpha loses his leverage. The true alphaverse. The Sigma, a true alpha, doesn't need to prove anything. He leads by example, earns respect naturally, and doesn't seek validation. Unlike the fake alpha, he recognizes the Sigma's independence and respects it. There's no competition, just mutual acknowledgement of strength. But the fake alpha, he can't handle the presence of someone who isn't impressed by his antics. And that's why, in the end, the Sigma doesn't just defeat the fake alpha, he dismantles him without even trying. Point 3. The master manipulator. Checkmate. Sigmas, have you ever encountered someone who thinks they can outsmart you? Someone who spins deception like a finely woven web, setting traps, manipulating emotions, and playing mind games? Yeah, it doesn't work on you. Here's why. Manipulators thrive on emotional control. They use fear to intimidate, guilt to weaken, and confusion to disorient. Their entire strategy depends on getting inside people's heads and making them doubt their own judgment. This is how they control the average person. But a Sigma, you're wired differently. Your mind isn't ruled by emotion. It's powered by logic. You analyze, you observe, you assess patterns. When a manipulator tries their usual tricks, you don't react emotionally. You see the mechanics behind the act. You recognize the red flags, the subtle inconsistencies, the tactics they rely on. It's like watching a magician perform a trick when you already know the secret. And here's the kicker. You don't even have to confront them. Just by existing the way you do, you disrupt their game. Manipulators need engagement. They need you to play along, to respond, to feed into their tactics. But a Sigma, you refuse to give them what they crave. Your independence terrifies them. When they try to provoke a reaction, you stay calm. When they attempt to guilt trip you, you remain unmoved. When they spread lies, you don't rush to defend yourself. You let the truth unravel on its own. Think of it like turning on a flashlight in a dark room filled with cockroaches. They scatter. They can't handle exposure. And that's what you do just by being aware. By refusing to be controlled, you force manipulators to retreat. Even if they don't show it, they know they've lost the moment. They realize they can't manipulate you. And that right there is your power. Point 4. The approval seeker, desperate for validation. Sigmas, have you ever met someone who seems to need people to like them? They bend over backward, mold themselves to fit in, and constantly check for approval. Their identity is built on external validation, and their confidence depends on how others perceive them. That's their survival mechanism. They thrive on acceptance because deep down they fear rejection. They believe that being liked is the only way to feel worthy. Then they meet you, and you couldn't care less about fitting in. You don't seek approval, nor do you modify yourself to be more digestible to the crowd. You don't play the social games they have mastered because you have no interest in them. And that is unsettling for people who rely on others to define their worth. Psychologists call this phenomenon self-verification theory. The idea that people seek confirmation of their self-concept. When they encounter someone who doesn't affirm their expected response, who doesn't give them the validation they crave, it creates internal conflict. They start questioning themselves. Why doesn't this person acknowledge me? Am I not good enough? Am I doing something wrong? This is where the Sigma's power comes in. Without effort, you expose a truth they've been avoiding. Confidence is conditional. It only exists when others provide it. And because you don't feed their need for validation, they feel invisible, unimportant, lost. This can trigger two reactions, admiration or resentment. Some will be drawn to your self-sufficiency, wondering how you remain unaffected by social pressures. They might even want to emulate you, striving for that same internal strength. Others, however, will see your detachment as a threat. They might try harder to earn your approval, but when that fails, frustration sets in. This is why Sigmas often provoke strong reactions. Your mere presence forces people to confront their own insecurities, and without saying a word, you challenge the very foundation of their self-worth. Point 5. The energy vampire, draining, needy, and desperate. Energy vampires are everywhere. They drain the life out of people with endless drama, chaos, and negativity. These individuals thrive on emotional dumping, constantly unloading their problems onto others without taking responsibility for their actions. They manipulate, guilt trip, and drain those around them, leaving people emotionally exhausted. But Sigma males, they don't play that game. Unlike others who get caught in the web of emotional manipulation, Sigma males recognize the tactics of energy vampires immediately. They see through the victim mentality, the endless complaints, and the disguised attempts at control. And instead of arguing, engaging, or even explaining themselves, they do something far more powerful. They walk away instantly. This is what makes Sigma males different from the crowd. While others feel obligated to listen, to provide solutions, or to offer sympathy, Sigmas understand that their energy is their most valuable asset. They don't waste it on people who are unwilling to change, grow, or take responsibility for their own lives. Psychologically, energy vampires operate on a principle called emotional contagion. They spread their negativity like a virus, pulling others into their misery. Studies show that prolonged exposure to negative emotions increases stress, anxiety, and even weakens the immune system. That's why Sigma males refuse to be part of the cycle. They don't absorb negativity. They reject it. And nothing frustrates an energy vampire more than losing their supply. These individuals crave attention, reaction, and emotional engagement. But when they try to manipulate a Sigma, they're met with no arguments, no justifications, just pure indifference, and that drives them crazy. While others entertain their sob stories, the Sigma male protects his energy like a fortress. He maintains his emotional independence, refusing to be dragged into unnecessary drama. This self-discipline is what makes him untouchable. In a world full of emotional manipulators, the ability to walk away isn't just a skill, it's a superpower. Why Sigma males destroy these types? Sigmas, you don't destroy people with aggression. You don't need to fight, argue, or prove anything. Your power lies in your detachment. You expose narcissists by not feeding them. You crush fake alphas by not competing. You ruin manipulators by seeing through them. You dismantle approval seekers by not validating them. And you eliminate energy vampires by refusing to engage. And the best part, you don't do any of this intentionally. It's just who you are. The moment you step into a room, they sense your self-sufficiency, your unshakable energy, and it destroys them. That's the Sigma effect. Sigmas, the world will always try to control those who cannot be controlled. That's why they fear you. That's why they can't stand you. But it's also why you're respected, admired, and secretly envied. If you've ever encountered these personality types, drop a comment below. Let's hear your stories. And if you're ready to fully embrace your Sigma nature, make sure to like, subscribe, and join this community. Stay strong, stay unshakable, stay Sigma. Having said this, Sigmas, listen up. There's one habit that sets apart true Sigma males from the rest of the world. Most men ignore it, but those who embrace it, they become unstoppable. Have you ever felt like the world's rules don't quite fit you? That deep down, you were meant for something different. What if I told you there's a simple habit that can transform you into a true Sigma male? Picture this. A man walks into a crowded room. He doesn't seek attention yet. People can't help but notice. He's not loud, but his presence speaks volumes. He operates by his own rules, detached from the expectations of society. Who is he? A Sigma male. And what's his secret? A habit so simple yet so powerful that 99 of men overlook it. If you master this one habit, you'll gain the power to move through life on your own terms, respected, self-sufficient, and unshakable. Ignore it, and you'll remain stuck in a cycle dictated by others. What is this one game-changing habit, and why do so many men fail to adopt it? Stick with me, Sigmas, because we're about to break it all down. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." And that's exactly what we're diving into today. Sigmas, get ready, because today we're uncovering the one habit that turns any man into a Sigma male. And if you ignore this, well, you'll just remain like the rest of the 99. Point 1. Thinking for yourself. Most men move through life like passengers on a train, going wherever the tracks lead, rarely questioning the destination. They follow trends, seek validation, and conform to groupthink because it feels safe. But Sigma males, they don't just ride the train, they build their own tracks. They analyze, reflect, and make choices based on their logic, not the opinions of the crowd. Why thinking for yourself matters. Throughout history, progress has been driven by individuals who refuse to accept the status quo. Think of Nikola Tesla, who challenged conventional energy ideas, or Steve Jobs, who revolutionized technology by refusing to follow the industry's norms. Sigmas have a similar mindset. They don't simply accept that something is true because society says so. They dig deeper, investigate, and make their own informed decisions, breaking free from society's narratives. Ever noticed how society aggressively promotes certain lifestyles as the right way to live? Go to college, get a 9-to-5 job, buy a house, get married, retire at 65. That's the script most people follow without question. But a Sigma male doesn't just accept these narratives. He pauses and asks, does this align with my values? Does this path bring me fulfillment? Am I choosing this, or was I conditioned to believe I should? If the answers don't align with his goals or vision, he walks away without seeking approval or explaining himself. That's why Sigmas often take unconventional paths, whether in career, relationships, or lifestyle. They don't fear standing alone because they trust their own judgment. The power of independent thinking. Independent thinking is a superpower. It prevents you from being manipulated, helps you make better decisions, and allows you to live authentically. Research in psychology even shows that people who question societal norms tend to be more creative and innovative. This explains why Sigmas often excel in entrepreneurship, art, and unconventional careers. They don't let mainstream thinking box them in. Sigma action step. Starting today, question everything. Don't accept things at face value. When you hear a popular belief, ask yourself, is this true? Who benefits from me believing this? Develop the habit of independent thinking, and over time you'll sharpen your ability to see the world clearly through your own lens, not the distorted view of the masses. Point 2. Being comfortable in solitude. Society often conditions people to believe that being alone is undesirable, that solitude is something to be feared, a sign of loneliness or social failure. But for Sigma males, solitude is not a weakness. It is a superpower. It's in their moments of isolation that they recharge, strategize, and sharpen their skills. Unlike the extrovert who thrives on social interactions or the alpha who seeks dominance in a group, the Sigma male operates independently, using solitude as a tool for self-mastery. While many spend their free time in idle chatter, scrolling through social media, or attending social gatherings out of obligation, a Sigma male is busy building his empire. He could be learning a new language, refining a skill, or developing a business idea. Research shows that some of the world's most brilliant minds, from Nikola Tesla to Albert Einstein, valued solitude as a means to fuel their creativity and breakthroughs. They understood that deep thinking and innovation often require stepping away from the noise of society. This is not to say that Sigma males are antisocial. They simply understand the value of selective interaction. They don't engage in small talk or superficial relationships. Every interaction must serve a purpose. This mindset allows them to conserve their energy and invest it in things that truly matter. Studies on psychology and productivity highlight that people who embrace solitude tend to develop higher levels of self-awareness, focus, and emotional intelligence, all qualities that set Sigma males apart. So, what can you learn from this? Embrace solitude. Instead of viewing it as loneliness, see it as your power zone. Use it to refine your craft, expand your knowledge, and develop unshakable mental resilience. When others are distracted by the noise of the world, be the one who is quietly working on something great. That is the true essence of a Sigma male. Point 3. Mastering emotional control. Weak men react, Sigma males respond. That distinction is what separates the emotionally controlled from the easily manipulated. Emotional control is more than just staying calm. It's about mastering your inner world so that no one else can dictate your state of mind. That power of emotional discipline. Imagine this: a man bumps into a Sigma male on purpose, hoping to provoke a reaction. The average person might lash out, argue, or get defensive. But the Sigma, he simply looks at the man, gives a knowing smile, and continues walking. No wasted energy, no unnecessary conflict. He wins without even engaging. This is not weakness, it's power. When you control your emotions, you control your decisions. When you control your decisions, you control your destiny. Why emotional control is crucial. 1. It keeps you unpredictable. People can't manipulate someone who doesn't react predictably. If an enemy knows they can trigger your anger, they own you. A Sigma male's ability to remain composed makes him untouchable. 2. It increases your mental clarity. Emotional reactions cloud judgment. Responding with calm logic allows you to make the best choices in any situation. 3. It commands respect. Leaders and high-value men don't let their emotions run wild. People respect those who remain unshaken under pressure. 4. It enhances decision-making, whether in business relationships or conflicts. Emotional stability ensures better outcomes. Reacting impulsively can lead to regret, while a calculated response leads to success. Practice emotional discipline. Whenever you feel anger, frustration, or irritation rising, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Most of the time, the answer will be no. Instead of reacting impulsively, choose your response wisely. A Sigma male knows that his emotions are his to control, not something that the world gets to dictate. Master this, and you master life. Point 4. Becoming a lone wolf strategist. A Sigma male is not just a lone wolf. He's a strategist. He understands that silence is a weapon, observation is a skill, and timing is everything. Unlike those who constantly seek validation by broadcasting their every move, the Sigma male operates in the shadows, ensuring that his actions create real impact rather than empty noise. Think about, in today's world, social media has turned ambition into a performance. People post about their future plans, their grind, and their hustle, seeking applause before they've even accomplished anything. But a Sigma male, he knows better. He understands that real power comes from execution, not proclamation. For example, while others are busy talking about their dream business, the Sigma male is already setting up his company. He doesn't waste time convincing people that he's serious. His actions will prove it. When others are posting gym selfies, he's training in silence, making real progress without seeking approval. He embraces the principle that success makes the loudest noise when it arrives unexpectedly. One of the reasons Sigma males choose this path is because they understand human psychology. The more you reveal your plans, the more resistance and negativity you invite. People may doubt you, discourage you, or even sabotage you out of jealousy. By keeping things low-key, the Sigma male eliminates unnecessary obstacles and ensures that his success is a direct result of his own efforts, not external influence. The strategic mindset isn't just about secrecy, it's about efficiency. A Sigma male values his time and energy. He doesn't waste words. He focuses on results. He studies the battlefield before making his move, ensuring that when he does act, he does so with precision and purpose. Stop announcing your moves. Stay low-key. Let your results speak for you. Master the art of silent execution, and by the time people notice, you'll already be miles ahead. Point 5. Rejecting society's approval. The moment you stop seeking validation is the moment you become truly free. Most people spend their lives craving approval, whether from friends, family, or society. They shape their choices based on what others think, constantly adjusting to fit in. But a Sigma male, he moves differently. He doesn't live for validation. He lives for himself. Instead of chasing trends, social status, or expensive luxuries to impress others, the Sigma male invests in what truly matters: self-growth, knowledge, and meaningful experiences. While the world glorifies external success, he understands that real fulfillment comes from within. This mindset allows him to make decisions based on his own values, not the expectations of others. Psychology backs this up. Studies show that people who rely less on external validation tend to have higher self-esteem and greater emotional stability. When you stop depending on approval, you become more confident, resilient, and independent. You no longer feel the pressure to conform, and this opens the door to genuine self-discovery. Imagine a scenario. Two men have the same dream of starting a business. One hesitates because he fears judgment if he fails. The other, embodying Sigma male traits, moves forward knowing that success or failure doesn't define his worth. He's driven by his vision, not by up. In the long run, the second man has a higher chance of success because he's free from the mental chains of societal validation. Sigma action step: stop seeking approval. Live by your own rules. Make decisions based on what truly fulfills you, not what impresses others. When you do this, you'll experience a level of freedom most people never will. Sigmas, if you take just one thing from this video, let it be this: radical self-reliance. Self-reliance isn't just about paying your bills or handling your responsibilities. It's a mindset, a way of life. It's the ability to stand alone, think independently, and forge your own path, regardless of societal norms or peer pressure. Let's break it down step by step: how to develop radical self-reliance. Master your mindset. The way you think shapes your reality. Stop seeking permission and start making decisions that align with who you truly are. If you rely on a paycheck from a job you hate, you're not free. Sigma males build skills, create multiple income streams, and ensure they never have to depend on anyone. Emotional control. Sigma males don't react, they respond. Master your emotions and you'll master life. Move in silence. Don't broadcast your moves. Work in the shadows and let your results do the talking. Why 99 ignore this? Let's be real. Most men are conditioned to depend on external validation. Social media, relationships, workplace hierarchies. Everything is designed to make you feel like you need someone or something to define your worth. The idea of standing alone, terrifying to the average guy. But to a Sigma, it's freedom. This is why 99 of men ignore this habit. Because self-reliance means taking full responsibility for your life, your failures, your success, your growth. And most people simply aren't willing to do that for yourself. Embrace solitude. Control your emotions. Move strategically. Reject societal approval. If you cultivate this habit, you'll unlock a level of freedom and power most men will never experience. Now, I want to hear from you. What's one area in your life where you can start applying radical self-reliance today? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and like this video so you can join this community of Sigma males striving for self-mastery and independence. Having said this, the journey of life isn't defined by age or societal timelines. It's shaped by personal growth and unwavering independence. While the world pushes for achievements and milestones by 30, the Sigma knows his path it's a masterpiece, crafted at his own rhythm, on his terms. Forget the pressure to fit into someone else's idea of success. The Sigma doesn't chase validation. He builds his legacy. In your 20s, you're not lost. Every misstep, every risk, every challenge is a brushstroke painting the masterpiece of your future. You're gathering wisdom, testing limits, and embracing failure as the raw material for success. Each setback transforms into a stepping stone, building resilience and fortifying your inner strength. By the time you reach your 30s and 40s, something powerful happens. The noise of the past fades, and what's left is a deep, unwavering clarity that can't be shaken. It's no longer about chasing validation or scrambling for answers. It's about a quiet strength, built on years of experience and lessons learned. Your decisions become more deliberate, your actions more intentional, and your energy undeniably magnetic. This is why a Sigma male's most potent era isn't defined by youthful exuberance. It's sculpted over time, refined by experience and tempered through perseverance. If you're in your 20s and feeling adrift, know that every moment of struggle is setting the stage for your future power. And if you're in your 30s or 40s, understand that your journey is just evolving. The world has yet to witness your true potential, and when it does, it will be nothing short of explosive. Let's explore how to harness that power and become the unstoppable version of yourself. Number 1. You finally master the art of being alone. Most people fear loneliness, but Sigma males, they thrive in it. While the world constantly seeks connection to avoid solitude, Sigmas understand that in your 20s, you likely felt the pull of social norms, pressure to be part of groups, attend every event, and conform to expectations. But deep inside, you knew something didn't fit. By your 30s and 40s, you no longer chase approval because you've realized that validation from others is fleeting. Instead, you invest in yourself. Your mind sharpens, your focus intensifies, and your independence becomes your greatest asset. While others panic at the thought of being alone, you find strength in solitude. Science backs this up. Studies show that solitude enhances creativity, improves decision-making, and increases emotional intelligence. Great thinkers like Nikola Tesla, Isaac Newton, and even Albert Einstein embraced solitude to cultivate their groundbreaking ideas. Sigmas follow this same path, using alone time to refine their purpose, build their skills, and shape their own reality. This self-reliance intimidates many. Society is built on constant interaction, but Sigmas break the mold. You're the person who walks into a room and commands respect, not by being the loudest, but by being the most self-assured. You don't need a crowd to feel whole. You are whole on your own, and that's where the real magic happens. When solitude is no longer a fear, but a tool, you unlock limitless potential. Number 2, financial independence starts to kick in. While most people chase fleeting pleasures, the Sigma male plays the long game, focusing on delayed gratification and long-term success. It's in a world where instant rewards dominate. Social media likes, impulsive purchases, and quick career wins. Sigmas take a different path. They understand that real wealth, influence, and freedom don't come overnight. It's about planting seeds early and letting them grow. By the time a Sigma male reaches his 30s and 40s, his early investments, whether in stocks, real estate, business, or high-income skills, begin to pay off. While others are trapped in the cycle of paycheck-to-paycheck survival, the Sigma has built something solid. He's not just working for money. His money is working for him. Whether it's passive income from a rental property, dividends from a well-placed investment, or profits from an online business, financial independence starts to take shape. Freedom. No more micromanaging bosses. No more corporate politics. No more begging for vacation days. Instead, the Sigma moves on his own terms, choosing projects that align with his values and interests. He doesn't just survive. He thrives. This approach isn't just about money. It's about control. Studies show that people who prioritize long-term goals over immediate rewards tend to have higher life satisfaction and lower stress. By resisting the quick dopamine hits of instant gratification, the Sigma creates a life that others envy. One where success is self-made, freedom is real, and every move is intentional. While others chase temporary highs, the Sigma. Number 3. You develop an unshakable mental fortitude. Your 20s were like a battlefield. Every rejection, failure, and setback felt like a personal attack. But what you didn't realize at the time was that these struggles were sharpening your instincts, forcing you to develop resilience, independence, and emotional control. Unlike others who seek validation from the crowd, you learned early on that solitude is a training ground, not a punishment. By the time you hit your 30s and 40s, something incredible happens. Your mindset levels up. The emotional turmoil that once dictated your decisions is replaced with logic, strategy, and composure. Science backs this up. Research in neuroscience suggests that the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for decision-making and impulse control, matures fully by the late 20s and early 30s. This means that the rash emotional reactions of your youth are naturally replaced by a more calculated and strategic approach to life. This shift is exactly why Sigmas tend to dominate later in life, while others are still seeking external approval or panicking at life's uncertainties. You've mastered the art of patience and foresight. You understand that emotions can be useful, but they should never control your actions. Instead of chasing quick wins, you build long-term success, knowing that the real game is about positioning, not impulsive moves. This is why late bloomers often end up ahead. You weren't just going through hardships in your 20s. You were being refined, trained, and tested. And now, you move in silence, striking only when necessary. That's the Sigma way. Number 4, your social energy becomes selective and powerful. By the time you reach your 30s and 40s, something profound happens. You stop entertaining nonsense. Why? Because you've learned the hard way that your energy is sacred. In your younger years, you may have tolerated fake friendships, entertained pointless drama, and given time to people who didn't value you. But now, that phase is over. Psychologically, this shift is tied to increased self-studies suggest that as people mature, they prioritize meaningful relationships over superficial ones. This aligns with the Dunbar number, a concept in sociology that suggests humans can maintain only about 150 stable relationships at a time, with an even smaller circle of close connections. Midlife, you naturally refine your social circle, keeping only those who align with your values and contribute to your growth. Toxic people, you see through them instantly. Time wasters, they don't even get past your mental filter. Instead, you focus on quality over quantity. Whether it's friendships, business partnerships, or romantic relationships, every interaction now serves a purpose because you carry yourself with this unshakable sense of worth. Your presence becomes magnetic. People notice a man who respects himself, who isn't swayed by validation, and who radiates quiet confidence. This isn't arrogance. It's the power of self-respect. So, while others are still caught up in meaningless distractions, you move with intention. You engage when it's worth it and walk away when it's not. That's not being cold. That's wisdom. Number 5, the dating game becomes effortless. In your 20s, it may have felt like women barely noticed you. You were still figuring yourself out, navigating career choices, financial instability, and maybe even struggling with self-confidence. Action for many young men is often tied to looks, social clout, or sheer brilliance, things that don't always favor the introspective, self-reliant man. But by your 30s and 40s, the game shifts in your favor. Why? Because while many men are still chasing, you've mastered the art of attracting. Your confidence isn't loud, it's refined. Your wisdom is hard-earned, making you intriguing rather than just entertaining. Stability. That's your secret weapon. Women find emotional and financial security deeply attractive, and unlike in your 20s, where potential was all you had, now you have results. Psychology backs this up. Studies suggest that women are naturally drawn to men who exude confidence and self-sufficiency, traits that typically peak in their 30s and beyond. A man who doesn't desperately seek validation becomes 10 times more appealing. Why? Because mystery breeds attraction. You're not laying all your cards on the table, and that drives curiosity. Meanwhile, other men are still playing the validation game, chasing likes, flexing wealth, or trying to impress. But you've become the enigma everyone wants to understand, but few ever will. This is the Sigma effect, the quiet, unshakable presence that draws people in without effort. You've stopped trying to be seen, and ironically, you've built a life on your own terms. Society has a script. Go to school, get a job, get married, have kids, retire. But for a Sigma male, that script is optional. You've realized that true fulfillment comes from living authentically, not conforming to outdated expectations. Some men chase status, approval, or tradition, but you chase purpose. If marriage and kids fit into your vision, great. If not, that's fine too. A 9 to 5, only if it aligns with your goals. Otherwise, you'll carve your own path. Psychologists call this self-actualization, the highest level of personal development where you define success on your own terms. History's greatest thinkers, like Nikola Tesla and Steve Jobs, thrived because they rejected societal norms and focused on their passions. When you break free from expectations, you become unstoppable. You don't rebel for the sake of it. You simply refuse to be caged. And that, my friend, is the essence of true freedom. Number 7. You realize the power of staying under the radar. By the time a Sigma male reaches his 30s or 40s, he has refined the skill of moving in silence. Unlike those who seek validation through social media posts and constant updates, Sigmas understand that real power comes from Psychologists suggest that people who avoid external validation tend to be more self-sufficient and mentally resilient. While the world craves attention, you are focused on results. History is filled with silent strategists. Think of Nikola Tesla, who worked tirelessly without seeking fame, or Keanu Reeves, who quietly donates millions without publicity. Sigmas embody this same mindset. You let your actions speak. When you do make a move, whether in business, relationships, or personal growth, it's impactful and unexpected. That's why people are left speechless. They were too busy watching the noise while you were quietly building an empire, and when the results appear, they realize too late that you were always ahead. Number 8. The world begins to respect you, even if they don't understand you. In your younger years, people may have dismissed you. Perhaps you were the quiet one, the observer, the thinker. They mistook your introspection for weakness, your independence for loneliness. But by the time you hit 30 or 40, something changes. You've built yourself into a force that can't be ignored. Your wisdom, forged through experience and self-reflection. Studies show that the brain reaches peak problem-solving ability in one's 30s and 40s, meaning you now navigate life with a sharp mind and deep intuition. Your discipline has refined your habits, making you reliable and effective, whether in your career, relationships, or personal goals. Your consistency breeds success, something that even skeptics must acknowledge. Self-sufficiency is another trait that demands respect. While many still seek external validation, you've mastered self-reliance. History proves that those who command respect, think Nikola Tesla, Bruce Lee, or Elon Musk, were often misunderstood at first. But in time, their impact became undeniable. People may not always understand you, but they will recognize your influence. You don't need approval. Your results speak for themselves. By 30 or 40, you're not just seen, you're respected, even by those who once doubted you. Number 9. You stop seeking approval and start living for yourself. One of the most profound transformations a Sigma male undergoes is the shift from external validation to internal fulfillment. In his younger years, he may have felt the pull of societal expectations, fitting in, keeping up with trends, or proving himself. But by the time he hits his 30s or 40s, something clicks. He realizes that chasing approval is a never-ending cycle, and true power lies in self-mastery. Unlike the alpha, who thrives on dominance, or the beta, who seeks acceptance, the Sigma operates on a different frequency, one of complete autonomy. He no longer cares about fleeting trends or social pressures. What matters is his own set of principles, his own growth, and his own version of success. Studies on self-determination theory suggest that autonomy is a key driver of motivation and fulfillment, and Sigma males embody this. This transformation is rare in a world obsessed with social validation. But for the Sigma, it's liberating. He chooses his own path, follows his own rhythm, and answers to no one. That kind of freedom is magnetic. It's intimidating. It's Sigma. And once a man experiences it, there's no going back. Number 10. You become an unstoppable force. In your 30s and 40s, something remarkable happens. You evolve into the highest version of yourself. The struggles of your 20s, uncertainty, financial instability, self-doubt, are now lessons etched into your character. You've learned the value of discipline, resilience, and self-mastery, shaping you into a force that no obstacle can break. By this stage, you've built financial stability through smarter decisions rather than impulsive risks. Studies show that most self-made millionaires achieve their wealth in their 40s, a testament to the compounding power of patience and persistence. You no longer seek approval or validation because confidence is now second nature. Unlike before, you don't chase people, money, or opportunities. You naturally attract them through your energy and influence. Leadership becomes effortless because experience has granted you wisdom that others admire. You've mastered the art of delayed gratification, knowing that true success is a marathon, not a sprint. While many believe their prime is behind them, you know the truth. Your best years are still ahead. With wisdom, wealth, and discipline on your side, you're not just winning the game of life, you're redefining it. And this is just the beginning. Sigmas, the best years of your life aren't behind you. They're happening right now. While others are peaking in their 20s, you're only beginning to rise. Keep moving in silence. Keep mastering your craft. And most importantly, keep being unapologetically you. If this video resonated with you, make sure to like and subscribe to join this community of elite minds. Let's continue to elevate, dominate, and live on our own terms. Having said this, Sigmas, ever noticed how your quiet confidence makes people uncomfortable? Yeah, you're not imagining it. Why does the world seem to have a problem with a man who walks his own path, speaks when necessary, and doesn't seek validation? Imagine you walk into a room, no flashy entrance, no need for attention, just you, unbothered, owning your presence. Within minutes, you feel the tension, people sizing you up, whispering, some feeling threatened, all because you exude an aura of quiet dominance. Sigma confidence is powerful, but let's be real. It can also be hurtful, not just to others, but to you as well. Today, we're breaking down the dark side of Sigma male confidence. The unintended consequences, the psychological warfare it sparks, and why some people simply can't handle it. Carl Jung once said, "A man who stands alone and is self-reliant will always be viewed as a threat by those who cannot do the same." And that, Sigmas, is why your confidence often stirs conflict. Now, let's dive in. Number 1. It triggers insecurity in others. Confidence is a rare currency in a world obsessed with validation. Most people seek approval like a moth to a flame, chasing likes, compliments, and the illusion of acceptance. But you walk through life like a lone wolf, self-sufficient and unbothered by the noise. And that makes people uneasy. Psychologically, this reaction stems from cognitive dissonance, a mental conflict that arises when people see your quiet confidence, it highlights their own dependence on external affirmation. They may not even realize it, but deep down, they feel exposed. Take workplace dynamics, for example. Studies show that people who rely heavily on validation tend to feel threatened by those who don't. If you're the type to do your job without seeking constant feedback, it can make your coworkers feel insecure about their own need for approval. This can lead to subtle forms of sabotage, cold stares, passive-aggressive comments, or exclusion from social circles. The same applies in friendship. If you don't engage in the usual social drama, don't seek constant reassurance, or refuse to follow the herd, some friends might start to distance themselves. Not because you've wronged them, but because your independence makes them question their own choices. Your confidence doesn't need an audience. You don't perform for applause. You exist in your power, and that in itself is enough to shake the very foundation of those who haven't found theirs yet. Number 2. Women are intrigued but also intimidated. Confidence is undeniably attractive, but Sigma confidence, that's a whole different ballgame. Unlike the alpha male, who thrives in the spotlight, the Sigma male moves in silence. He doesn't seek validation, nor does he adjust his personality to fit in. And that air of self-sufficiency, it's magnetic. Women are naturally drawn to mystery. It sparks curiosity and ignites the desire to solve the puzzle. When a woman realizes a Sigma isn't playing hard to get, he is hard to get, her response depends entirely on her level of self-assurance. Psychologically, humans chase what feels unattainable. This is known as reactance theory. The idea that when something feels just out of reach, we want it more. Sigma males unknowingly trigger this response. Their quiet confidence, independence, and selective attention make women wonder, why doesn't he chase like other men? This intrigue can be intoxicating, but only for women who are secure in themselves. A Sigma doesn't drop everything to reply to a text. He has priorities, goals, and a life that doesn't revolve around instant validation. A strong woman finds this refreshing. She respects a man with his own path. An insecure woman, however, sees it as rejection. She may interpret his independence as disinterest or even arrogance, and that's where the divide happens. Ultimately, a Sigma's energy acts as a filter, and the women who are drawn in and stay, they match his strength. The ones who back off, they were never ready for the challenge. Number 3, you stand alone, and that can be isolating. The Sigma lifestyle is powerful, but let's not sugarcoat it. When you refuse to conform, you naturally separate yourself from the herd. Society is built around groups, hierarchies, and social validation. But Sigmas, they reject that framework entirely. Instead of chasing approval, they operate on their own terms, making decisions based on logic, personal values, and self-reliance. This independence is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it grants freedom from expectations, drama, and a constant need for validation. On the other hand, it creates a gap between the Sigma and the rest of society. Most people struggle to relate to someone who doesn't seek external approval. They don't understand why Sigmas are content being alone or why they walk away from shallow connections. Think about all the times you've chosen solitude over meaningless socializing. It's peaceful. No forced small talk, no pointless drama. But let's be honest, there are moments when the absence of like-minded people feels isolating. Studies show that humans are wired for connection, and even lone wolves occasionally crave deep, intellectual, or meaningful conversations. However, this loneliness isn't a weakness. It's a trade-off. The price of self-mastery is walking a path few are willing to take. While others chase clicks and fleeting validation, the Sigma builds an empire of self-sufficiency. The key is to recognize this loneliness not as suffering, but as a byproduct of greatness. It filters out those who don't truly align with your values, leaving space for only the rare, high-quality connections that genuinely matter. So, is the Sigma lifestyle lonely? Yes, but for those who embrace it, the solitude is not a curse. It's a crucible that forges unshakable strength. Number 4, you're seen as arrogant even when you're not. Sigma males exude a quiet confidence that unsettles those who rely on external validation. Unlike boastful alphas or approval-seeking betas, Sigmas don't feel the need to prove themselves. They don't walk into a room demanding attention, yet their presence is felt. And here's the irony. This very trait, which is rooted in humility and self-assurance, is often misinterpreted as arrogance. Why does this happen? Because society has conditioned people to equate humility with seeking approval. When a Sigma male doesn't engage in the usual social games, fishing for compliments, over-explaining his actions, or seeking permission to be himself, people assume he must think he's superior. In reality, he simply doesn't see the point in validation. Psychologists call this projection. People see in others what they refuse to acknowledge in themselves. When someone says, "You think you're too good for us," what they really mean is, "I need external approval to feel valued," and you don't. It's their insecurity speaking, not your arrogance. Consider historical figures like Nikola Tesla or Clint Eastwood. Both exemplify the Sigma mindset. Tesla focused on his work, uninterested in fame, yet was often labeled eccentric. Eastwood carries an air of quiet strength, mistaken for coldness. Neither sought to impress. They simply were. The takeaway? You don't owe the world explanations. Keep being yourself. True humility isn't about downplaying your strengths to make others comfortable. It's about knowing your worth without needing applause. And if some mistake that for arrogance, that's their problem, not yours. Number 5, your success invites envy. A Sigma male's success isn't an accident. It's a carefully crafted outcome of self-discipline, strategic thinking, and relentless self-improvement. He doesn't rely on shortcuts, social validation, or manipulation to climb the ladder. Instead, he plays the long game, perfecting his craft, outworking the competition, and staying focused. But here's the irony. Instead of inspiring admiration, his success often breeds envy. Why? Because most people want success without sacrifice. They crave the rewards but refuse the discipline. When they see a Sigma winning, without boasting, without seeking approval, without bending the knee to office politics, you outperform your peers, not because you networked your way up, but because your results speak for themselves. You stay late refining your skills, solve problems others overlook, and maintain laser focus on efficiency. So when that well-earned promotion lands in your lap, instead of congratulations, you hear whispers behind your back. Gossip. Attempts to undermine you. Why? Because your rise exposes their complacency. It's easier to call you lucky than admit their own lack of discipline. It's more comfortable to label you cold than acknowledge that you're simply focused. Envy thrives in those who want the rewards but reject the responsibility. Sigma males don't waste energy proving themselves. They let their work do the talking. And while others grumble in the shadows, Sigmas continue winning undistracted, unbothered, and unstoppable. Number 6. You're a threat to weak leadership. Ever had a boss who seemed uneasy around you? It's not your imagination. Weak leaders thrive on control, and Sigma males are impossible to control. Sigmas operate on logic, not blind obedience. You respect leadership, but only when it's earned. This shakes the foundation of insecure bosses, manipulative partners, and fake friends, people who rely on compliance rather than competence. Unlike others who nod along to bad ideas just to stay in good graces, you think for yourself, and that's a threat. Picture this. Your boss makes a questionable decision that could backfire. Instead of staying silent, you voice a well-reasoned concern, not to rebel but to improve the outcome. Instead of appreciation, you're met with hostility. Why? Because weak leaders interpret independent thinking as defiance. They expect submission, not constructive input. History proves this pattern. Innovators like Nikola Tesla and Steve Jobs weren't yes men. They defied flawed authority, causing friction with those who couldn't handle their autonomy. Sigmas function similarly. You don't need approval to validate your intelligence. And when people realize they can't manipulate or intimidate you, they either grow to respect you or resent you. This extends beyond the workplace. Manipulative partners dislike your independence. Fake friends hate that you won't play along with their social games. The uncomfortable truth: your mere existence disrupts weak individuals who rely on power. Real leaders value independent minds. True friends respect honesty. Strong partners admire confidence. So when someone's uneasy around you, it's not your problem. It's theirs. Number 7. You filter out fake people, but that means losing many. Sigma confidence is a force that naturally filters out negativity and deception from your life. Unlike people pleasers who tolerate drama for the sake of fitting in, Sigmas have an unwavering sense of self-respect. You don't entertain unnecessary conflicts, fake friendships, or people who thrive on, and because of this, those with hidden agendas tend to vanish from your world, almost as if repelled by an invisible force. This isn't a coincidence. It's psychology in action. Humans are wired to seek out compatible energy. People who operate on deceit, superficiality, or neediness often depend on emotional validation to sustain their influence. But a Sigma male, he doesn't play that game. You see through deception and refuse to feed toxic behaviors with it. When manipulators realize they can't control you, they move on to easier targets. This filtering effect can feel both empowering and isolating. Your social circle becomes smaller but far more authentic. While some might view this as losing people, it's actually a process of refinement. You're left with those who respect your values, appreciate your depth, and don't drain your energy. Think of it like a high-quality security system. If someone isn't bringing honesty, loyalty, or depth into your life, they get naturally locked out of your circle. It's not arrogance, it's self-preservation. And the people who remain, they're the ones who truly belong. So, If you ever wonder why certain individuals seem to fade away, don't be alarmed. Your Sigma confidence isn't just an attitude. It's a filter ensuring that only the real, the strong, and the trustworthy stay in your... Number 8. You struggle to find mentors or equals. Sigmas operate differently from the pack. While alphas seek mentors to refine their dominance and betas look to leaders for direction, Sigmas are self-sufficient explorers. You don't need validation or a roadmap. You create your own. But here's the catch. When you're the one forging the path, who sharpens you? Most men rely on external forces to challenge and refine them. Alphas thrive on rivalry and mentorship, constantly tested by competition. Betas feel secure under leadership, absorbing guidance from those they admire. But for Sigmas, the absence of competition and direction can be a double-edged when you're always the one thinking ahead, strategizing, and problem-solving. You rarely find someone who truly challenges you. That's why many Sigmas hit a frustrating realization. You've outgrown your environment. Friends, colleagues, even rivals no longer push you because you're playing a different game altogether. This is why Sigmas must be extra intentional about self-growth. Without external forces pushing you, you must become your own rival, setting higher standards, seeking new knowledge, and stepping into new arenas where the challenge remains fresh. The best Sigmas never stagnate. They reinvent themselves before their environment even catches up. While society follows a cycle of leadership and followership, Sigmas stand outside the system. You walk alone. But that doesn't mean you stop moving. Sigmas, your confidence is your greatest weapon, but like any weapon, it can wound if wielded recklessly, or if the world simply can't handle it. Some will admire you. Others will resent you. Many will misunderstand you. But remember, your path isn't meant to be easy. It's meant to be legendary. If you resonate with this, hit that like button, subscribe, and join this community of high-value men who embrace their Sigma nature and keep walking your own path. Having said this, what happens when a Sigma male goes full savage mode? Whoever stops looking to others for approval is the most powerful. Every Sigma male experiences a turning point in his journey, not out of retaliation or rage, but rather from an insatiable desire to realize his full potential. When that time comes, it's calm, purposeful, and unstoppable, not loud or theatrical. Most people mistake a Sigma's silence for weakness and his patience for submission, but what they fail to see is that he's never passive. He's simply waiting for the right moment, and when it arrives, he moves with calculated precision. No need for explanations. No need for justifications. When a Sigma male decides it's time to act, everything else fades into the background. He's not just eliminating distractions. He's removing anything that doesn't align with his vision. This isn't about chaos or rage. It's about clarity and control. A Sigma male in savage mode is a force of nature, untouchable, unstoppable, and fiercely focused on what matters. He doesn't waste energy fighting battles that don't matter. He fights only when it's necessary, and he fights to win. If you've ever felt like the world doesn't fully recognize your worth, if you've ever held back your power to avoid rocking the boat, then understand. There comes a time when you stop explaining and start acting. You stop letting others dictate your pace and start living on your own terms. So, if you're ready to see what happens when a Sigma male stops holding back, stick around. It's time to step into your power, and it's time to move differently. Number 1. The moment he decides enough is enough. Every Sigma male reaches a breaking point, a defining moment when he steps away from the expectations of society and chooses to live on his own terms. It's not a sudden impulse or a moment of rebellion. Rather, it's the result of years of silent observation, deep introspection, and a growing realization that the world rewards conformity while punishing authenticity. For many Sigmas, this moment comes after enduring a life of mediocrity, where people settle for less, pretend to be something they're not, and engage in surface-level interactions with no real depth. He sees through the illusion. He recognizes the hypocrisy. And instead of continuing to play a game that's rigged against him, he flips the board over and walks away. When a Sigma male reaches this breaking point, his mindset shifts completely. No more compromises. No more time wasted on trivial distractions. No more suppressing his nature just to fit in. It's a transformation that can be unsettling for those around him. Friends, family, and colleagues notice a change, but they can't quite put their finger on it. His presence becomes more intense, his words more deliberate, and his actions more calculated. This is when he goes full savage mode. And once that happens, the game changes. The power of cutting through the noise. One of the most striking characteristics of a Sigma male in this state is his ability to cut through the noise like a razor-sharp blade. He stops engaging in pointless small talk. He refuses to waste time on social obligations that have no real value. Instead, he focuses on things that truly matter. His goals, his passions, his personal growth. Psychologically, this is a powerful shift. Studies in behavioral psychology suggest that people who eliminate distractions and focus on deep work achieve higher levels of productivity, creativity. The Sigma embraces this principle fully. He removes anything that doesn't serve his purpose. Fake friends, gone. Mindless entertainment, cut. Toxic relationships. This is why Sigmas often become incredibly successful in their fields. They develop an almost monastic dedication to their craft. Their ambition isn't fueled by external validation, but by an internal drive to master their chosen pursuits, an unshakable focus. With every unnecessary distraction removed, a Sigma male's focus becomes unshakable. He's no longer burdened by societal pressures, office politics, or social hierarchies. He operates on a different level, one where clarity of purpose dictates every move. This level of focus is what separates high achievers from the rest. According to neuroscience research, deep focus triggers a state of flow, a condition where people perform at their peak potential. Elite athletes, top-level entrepreneurs, and master artists all rely on this ability. The Sigma male, once he reaches his breaking point, enters this state with ease. A crystal clear vision. With newfound mental clarity, a Sigma male sees the world differently. He no longer asks, "What should I do to fit in?" Instead, he asks, "What do I truly want?" His vision becomes clear, whether that means building his own business, mastering a skill, or creating a life of absolute freedom. And here's the truth. Once a Sigma reaches this stage, he's done playing by society's rules. From this point on, he creates his own. Number 2. The power of detachment. A Sigma male in savage mode is like a ghost in the social battlefield, present, aware, but completely untouchable. He moves through life like a chess grandmaster, always 2 steps ahead, anticipating every play before it happens. His secret? Emotional detachment, self-mastery, and a relentless focus on his own path. 1. Emotionally untouchable. The art of difference. Most people are slaves to their emotions. They react impulsively to criticism, seek validation from others, and crumble under pressure. But not the Sigma male. In savage mode, he has full control over his emotions. He doesn't let negativity pierce his armor because he understands a fundamental truth. Emotions are tools. Imagine a scenario where someone tries to provoke him, an insult, a manipulative tactic, or an emotional guilt trip. The typical person reacts defensively, getting drawn into unnecessary drama. He simply shrugs it off. His silence is his power, and his lack of reaction frustrates manipulators more than any argument ever could. Psychologically, this is rooted in Stoicism, a philosophy that teaches detachment from external influences. By embracing Stoic principles, the Sigma male maintains an impenetrable emotional shield. This makes him impossible to control, which, in turn, gives him ultimate dominance in social interactions. Monster of mental warfare. In a world full of deception, the Sigma male sees through the smoke and mirrors. He can detect manipulation tactics from a mile away. Guilt-tripping, gaslighting, love-bombing, or social pressure. While others get emotionally entangled in these traps, he simply doesn't engage. Why? Because he doesn't need validation. And that's the key to making manipulation useless against him. Manipulation only works on people who crave approval or fear rejection. Since the Sigma male's self-worth comes from within, external attempts to sway him fall flat. Take workplace politics. For example, while coworkers might try to play mind games to climb the corporate ladder, the Sigma male operates. He doesn't play dirty. He outsmarts the game entirely. He doesn't need flattery, alliances, or backstabbing to get ahead. Instead, he lets his work, strategy, and results speak for themselves. 3. The enigma. One of the most intimidating aspects of a Sigma male in savage mode is his mystery. People can't predict his next move. He keeps his plans, thoughts, and emotions guarded, revealing only what he chooses to. This controlled predictability is an advantage. When people can't read you, they can't manipulate you. They can't anticipate your next move. And this keeps the Sigma male in a position of power. Ever wondered why mystery is so attractive? It's because the unknown sparks curiosity and intrigue. A Sigma male naturally commands respect and interest because he doesn't overshare, doesn't explain himself, and doesn't play by society's expectations. 4. Moving in silence, the ultimate power move. While most people announce their goals to the world, looking for motivation or approval, the Sigma male operates in silence. He doesn't need external hype to validate his mission. He prefers to let his results do the talking. This is a psychological power move. When you don't reveal your plans, no one can sabotage them. This is why powerful people, from historical leaders to modern entrepreneurs, often keep their strategies close to the chest. Why savage mode is unstoppable. A Sigma male in savage mode is an unstoppable force because he is immune to emotional manipulation, mentally unshakable, and strategically unpredictable. His power comes from within, making him one of the most formidable personalities in any setting. And the best part, while the world is busy seeking validation, he's out there making silent moves that leave a lasting impact. Number 3, strategic intelligence, becoming a master of the game. Here's the thing about a fully unleashed Sigma male. He plays chess while the rest play checkers. That's not just a catchy phrase. It's a philosophy. Chess requires foresight, patience, and strategy, while checkers is a game of immediate action and reaction. This fundamental difference is exactly why the Sigma male moves differently in business, relationships, and life. Mastermind at work. Unlike the alpha, who dominates through presence, or the beta, who submits to external control, the Sigma watches from the shadows. He's the quiet strategist, observing people's tendencies, weaknesses, and strengths before making a move. While others impulsively chase opportunities, the Sigma waits for the perfect moment to strike. Take business, for example. While competitors scramble for immediate gains, the Sigma male plays the long game. He's not just looking at what's trending today. He's analyzing what will be valuable years from now. Look at some of the world's most successful entrepreneurs, like Elon Musk. While others were focusing on short-term profits, he was planning an interplanetary future, always 10 steps ahead. The power of calculated strikes. The Sigma male doesn't waste energy on unnecessary battles. He doesn't engage in conflicts for ego's sake. Instead, he calculates every move, ensuring that when he does take action in relationships, this makes him enigmatic and highly desirable. While others are quick to reveal their intentions, he remains a mystery, letting his actions speak louder than words. Women find themselves drawn to him because he's neither desperate nor overly eager. He's a challenge, someone who isn't easily swayed by emotions or societal expectations. This level of control extends to personal development as while the average person may engage in impulsive habits, wasting time on distractions, following trends, or seeking validation. The Sigma male refines himself continuously. He invests in knowledge, hones his skills, and builds a life that's rooted in independence and mastery. The key to dictating the outcome. When you're in control, you dictate the outcome. This is the Sigma male's ultimate advantage. Instead of reacting emotionally to situations, he remains grounded, adapting only when it benefits him. This doesn't mean he's heartless. It means he values logic over blind emotion. Consider warfare. The greatest generals in history, from Sun Tzu to Napoleon, didn't win by sheer brute force. They won through superior strategy. They controlled the battlefield by controlling themselves first. The Sigma male applies this same principle to his life. He's disciplined, self-sufficient, and emotionally resilient, making him nearly impossible to manipulate. While others play checkers, jumping from one impulsive decision to the next, he anticipates, adapts, and executes his plans with precision. And when he makes his move, it's not just effective, it's devastating. Number 4. Physical discipline. Mastering the body as well as the mind. A savage Sigma doesn't just sharpen his mind. He forges his body like steel. He understands that the physical and mental are deeply connected, and he trains accordingly. Strength isn't just about lifting weights. It's about discipline, endurance, and resilience. When a Sigma male commits to strengthening his body, he's reinforcing the very foundation of his mindset. Why physical strength matters for a Sigma male. In a world where dominance is often associated with social status, the Sigma male takes a different approach. He doesn't seek external validation, but he knows that strength commands respect. And in its purest form, strength is not just physical. It's mental, emotional, and spiritual. But make no mistake, the physical aspect is crucial. Take history as an example. The Spartans were feared not just for their intellect, but for their relentless physical conditioning. Warriors, thinkers, and leaders throughout history, like Bruce Lee, Miyamoto Musashi, and even modern-day visionaries, have all understood the importance of physical mastery. A well-trained body is a weapon, and a Sigma male treats his own as such. The link between physical and mental strength. Ever heard of David Goggins? The man went from an overweight, struggling exterminator to a Navy SEAL and one of the toughest endurance athletes in the world. His philosophy: callous the mind through physical suffering. And this is exactly what a Sigma male does. When a Sigma wakes up early to train, hits the gym when he doesn't feel like it, or pushes through pain during a run, he's reinforcing a crucial lesson. Comfort is the enemy of growth. By testing his body's limits, he conditions his mind to endure stress, setbacks, and challenges. Science backs this up. Studies show that regular strength training and cardiovascular exercise increase resilience, improve cognitive function, and reduce stress. Like the release of endorphins and the regulation of cortisol help Sigma males maintain their signature calm demeanor even in high-pressure situations. How a Sigma male trains for life. A savage Sigma doesn't just train for aesthetics. He trains for function. He understands that true strength comes from mastering different aspects of physical fitness. Strength training, weightlifting or bodyweight exercises to build power and endurance. Martial arts, Jiu-Jitsu, Muay Thai, or Krav Maga to cultivate discipline and self-defense skills. Cardio endurance, running, swimming, or HIIT to develop stamina and mental toughness. Mobility, flexibility, yoga, stretching, or calisthenics to stay agile and prevent injuries. Every rep, every drop of sweat, and every moment of pain is a step closer to mastery. The presence of power. A Sigma male in peak condition doesn't need to boast. His presence speaks for itself. His posture, his movements, and the way he carries himself demand respect without him saying a word. Strength isn't just about muscle. It's about the energy he radiates. At the end of the day, a savage Sigma knows that the ultimate power lies in self-mastery. And that means being as strong in body as he is in mind. Sigmas, the world fears what it cannot control. And a Sigma male in full savage mode. He's completely unpredictable. He's a force that cannot be stopped. If you've ever felt like you're holding back, ask yourself, the moment you stop suppressing your power and embrace who you truly are, you become unstoppable. So, if you're ready to join this movement, subscribe, like this video, and let's keep building this Sigma community together. Having said this, Sigmas picture this: a life where nothing, no person, no obstacle, no external force can shake you. You walk through the chaos of the world unscathed, completely untouchable. Your power isn't flaunted. You've reached a level where your energy shifts rooms, your silence commands respect, and your independence speaks louder than any words ever could. What does it take to become a man who's not only impervious to negativity, but whose presence is the definition of strength and self-mastery? No distractions, No drama, just unwavering control over your mind, your actions, and your destiny. Visualize this. A man enters space, and instantly everything changes. No effort, no force. The room can't help but notice him. He doesn't chase validation, yet everyone's drawn to him. Some feel awe, others feel jealousy. But no one, not even the strongest of influences, can move him. This is the untouchable Sigma male. This is not some distant ideal Sigmas. It's your potential reality. It's about mastering your own life so completely that you become immune to the noise of the world. As Nietzsche wisely said, he who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Once you discover your why, nothing and no one will be able to disrupt your path. But the question is, how does a Sigma reach this point of pure untouchable power? Stick with me, because we're about to uncover the steps that will lead you to this level of invincibility. Number 1. He masters the art of emotional detachment. The untouchable Sigma male operates with precision. He doesn't react impulsively. He responds with intent. Why? Because he understands that emotions, when uncontrolled, individuals who master emotional regulation are less prone to manipulation. Take the famous Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca. They preached the power of self-discipline, a quality Sigma males embody. When someone attempts to provoke a reaction, the Sigma male remains composed, refusing to feed into unnecessary drama. He's not cold or indifferent, but he exercises discernment, knowing that energy is a finite resource. Life's challenges don't break him. They shape him. Instead of crumbling under pressure, he adapts, seeing obstacles as opportunities to refine his mindset. This is a trait often observed in elite military personnel and top-level entrepreneurs. They don't panic. They strategize. His emotional fortress isn't about suppression, but about control. He picks his battles, his responses, and, most importantly, where he invests his emotions. This ability to stay unshaken makes him unpredictable and, ultimately, untouchable. While others get caught in the whirlwind of emotional reactions, the Sigma male stands firm, responding only when it truly matters. Number 2. He eliminates all forms of dependency. A Sigma male who is truly untouchable has mastered the art of self-sufficiency in 3 critical areas: emotions, finances, and societal expectations. He is immune to manipulation because his emotions are not dictated by external forces. He controls his reactions, never allowing criticism or flattery to sway him. Unlike most, he doesn't seek validation from peers, family, or social media. His confidence comes from within, making him unshakable. Financially, an untouchable Sigma is independent. He builds his own wealth, refusing to be a cog in the system that enslaves others with debt and job dependency. Studies show that self-employed individuals report higher job satisfaction, and many Sigmas take the entrepreneurial route to maintain freedom. Socially, he is an outlier. While many chase relationships to feel complete, the Sigma male psychological research suggests that those who embrace solitude develop greater emotional intelligence and resilience. He doesn't conform to trends or social norms. He dictates his own destiny, whether walking alone or alongside a select few. He moves with purpose, making his own rules in a world that tries to impose them on him. This is what makes the untouchable Sigma not just rare, but unstoppable. Number 3. He masters the power of silence. The Sigma male understands that words hold weight, and wasting them on meaningless chatter only diminishes their impact. Unlike those who talk just to fill the silence, the Sigma male embraces it, knowing that silence can be more powerful than words. Studies in psychology suggest that people who speak less tend to be perceived as more intelligent and confident. Why? Because when they do speak, their words carry authority and purpose. He doesn't engage in